Ramen or pho?
Ramen.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Dream celebrity you'd love to see walk into Jinya?
Ooh, someone from the K-pop world.
We gotta elaborate on that. Hi, I'm Ellen.
Hi, I'm Ely, and this is a podcast with two Asian American women
Living, learning, and sharing about everyday life cross-generationally.
Well, welcome back to our show. Today, we are thrilled to have a very special guest on, my very own sister-in-law and a restaurateur and an author of a cultural children's book, Charity Liao. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Welcome, Charity.
Thank you so much for having me, Ellen and Ely. My first time on a podcast.
Yay! I love it.
Charity, because I don't know you, this is the first time, everybody, that I'm meeting Charity. Can you start by telling us a little bit about you and your background?
Sure. So my family grew up in Vietnam. They're from Cambodia. And I grew up in Orlando my whole life. I lived in Houston for a few years, but essentially went to high school, Dr. Phillips, went to UCF, Go Knights here. And I majored in marketing and minored in international business. And I grew up with a lot of I guess, organization involvement in college. So I was vice president and then president of VASA, the Vietnamese American Student Association. I also founded APAC, which is still going very strong, both organizations at UCF. We still sponsor them, VASA to this day. So we actually are a sponsor of a lot of their events. So yeah, I have two boys, Ari, who is 6, and Cal, who's 4. I've been married to my husband, Taff, for 10 years now. And that's, yeah, obviously, like Ely already said, I'm a restaurateur, children's author, and a real estate agent.
Awesome. Love that. And I didn't know that Cambodian piece. That's new to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up always saying, oh, I'm Cambodian, Vietnamese, and Chinese, because that's what I was always told. And then I took the DNA test, and they're like, you're Cambodian. And so and then they said 1% Taiwanese, but that's just cross-contamination from my husband.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I just tell people I'm Cambodian,
So the Cambodian, well, I mean, the fact that you were so active with the Vietnamese student associations and all of that, how is life now? How do you bring the cultural piece, being Vietnamese and then being married to a Taiwanese, and then now with your children, being brought up here in America? What's life like with all of those cultures put together?
Very busy, very, very busy, I can tell you. So we try to do a lot, because I want my kids to grow up with traditions, right? And whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or the most important piece, like, our culture. So there's the language piece, right? Which is speaking to them at home. We don't do
Vietnamese at home?
Well, they know like all the foods. They know how to count, but it's difficult because obviously my husband doesn't speak Vietnamese, so they don't learn as much as they should. But they do have Chinese school at the local Chinese school. They do that every Saturday during the school year. So they do that, and that really keeps us with a pulse on what's going on in the community, because the Chinese school is always like, we're doing this for this, we're doing that. We always have family gatherings that we have. Ely comes, we do Chinese New Year's every year. It's always really big. And I grew up having to have like certain dishes you have to have, like the pork and egg, the fruits and all the significance, long noodles for a long life. And being married to someone who has a Taiwanese background, it's, when we were dating, it's really cute to see the similarities. Like, there's some, and then to see the differences. So like the pork and egg that they make doesn't have any fish sauce. Meanwhile, that's the main staple in the Vietnamese version, right? And the kids know how to say like, Happy New Year in Chinese, in Vietnamese, because, they want the red envelopes. So they say it to whoever, depending on who's asking them. But we just, we go to all the events, basically, like whatever the events are having that's being taken place in the city, we go. We go every year to the fairgrounds for the Vietnamese Tet Festival. And then we do the Chinese New Year Festival. We have our family gatherings. They love it. I mean, they love the lion dance. They love the food. They love the symbolism behind it. Ely's bought them some amazing books. They love reading. So they get all excited about like how the lion dance culture came about, like the legend behind it, right? And I learned a lot through those books because I just knew about it, but I didn't really know like why we have firecrackers or why there is a lion dance or what that all meant or why do we wear red. So those books taught me a lot too, reading it to them about the culture.
That's great. I love that you try. It's hard to, I feel like, do everything, but you're probably as a mom wanting to just try to get everything in and pour as much into them in the American culture, but also bring in the Asian culture so it's not forgotten. And that I feel like can be a lot probably for you too.
Yeah, no, and then one of my best friends bought a Vietnamese children's like book, like a storybook, and it has a tradition of how the Chinese Vietnamese, New Year's came about and why rice cakes are given, like all the legends behind it. So they are now like, oh, we're gonna have rice cake, right? We're gonna have this, we're gonna have that. Like they get excited about the foods that they don't get to have all year round during just those special events. And that's me too. Like I grew up, Orlando has grown exponentially from when I was growing up, but I knew that Chinese New Year's I would get a sugarcane drink and I would get the pork meat on a stick at the fairgrounds and I'll get to play with my friends and we'll get to gamble and do those fun things. And so they love the gambling game too. It's the one with the crab and the shrimp. It's like bo cua is what we call it. And then like they put like the money that they want and they love the idea of like winning more money, So yes. All of that, it's like it's games and family and friends and culture and food. And so it's I think, probably behind Christmas, their second favorite holiday.
That's amazing.
Christmas for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you have a favorite memory growing up? You talked a little bit about your childhood, but a favorite memory growing up in regards to one of the cultural, whether it's Mid-Autumn or another holiday?
I think for Mid-Autumn specifically, it would be like just if my parents weren't working, they would take me to the temple and my friends would be there and they would give us lanterns. And we would just like walk around the temple with lanterns. I think it's more like fun playing with like my friends, and for like overall, it's definitely Chinese New Year's. It's like so much fun. The food is so good. Your parents don't yell at you as much because they're trying to keep the house like harmonious, right? So it's just like you get new clothes, and so it's just a lot of fun.
So I'm Filipino, and so we don't celebrate like midsummer. We don't have the lanterns, or maybe they do, maybe they do. But as far as I know, we don't celebrate. Like we don't have the lantern festivals and stuff like you all do. So can you for those of you out there that's like me, can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like why lanterns? Why, what is the significance of the lantern since it's so? Like when I went to Japan, it's all about lanterns and kind of tell me a little bit about it.
I don't know what the significance, to be honest. I need to probably get some Mid-Autumn Moon Festival books for my kids, but I don't know the significance of the lanterns specifically, but I just know that it's like the change of the season. And then, when fall gets dark, it gets dark sooner. And so I personally think that would be a part of why the lanterns to light the path, because it gets darker sooner in the fall and the winter time. And that would be my educated guess.
I love that.
Do you know maybe?
So Ellen asked me if I know, but it's weird because I grew up here, I grew up here and my family is Taiwanese, but we didn't do a lot of celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's kind of interesting because my parents were working, they were busy in the restaurant, and I think they probably wanted us to be a little more Americanized, so they literally never talked to us about the Mid-Autumn Festival, but we would see the mooncakes. So there's little...
That's when you knew it was Mid-Autumn.
Yeah, exactly.
Mooncake season.
So what is a mooncake?
Okay.
Yeah, there's different varieties of it, but essentially it's like it could be miniature, and now it's becoming, there's like a snow moon cake or big, but essentially it's like a mung bean cake. And sometimes it has like an egg yolk inside. Sometimes they do like a double egg yolk. It's kind of salty, savory, and sweet.
But is it like a
It's like a pastry.
is it spongy? Is it like a bun?
Very dense, really thick.
But it's not a cookie.
No, it's not a cookie. It's like this thick. It's like,
We should have had one on here, actually.
We
to
should.
show.
I always get the miniature mooncakes because a mooncake is just so big. Like, I don't think, like, my husband doesn't like them. I like them. My 4-year-old likes all sweets, so put anything with the word cake in it and he'll eat it. And then my 6-year-old is like, it's kind of, the nuts kind of throw him off, but I like the lotus moon cakes. I think those are really good.
Moon. I think the yolk is to represent the moon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Salted egg yolk. So yeah,
But
it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. And now that you say that, it's like a meal. I mean, you can't finish it by yourself. Like,
So we have the real moon cake. We have to cut it in 4s, and we have 4 people in our family. So
Really? So it's big.
it's not big, it's just dense. I mean, it is pretty big, but it's also dense. It's probably like this size, like 2.5 to 3 inches by 3. I don't know.
it's like an inch and a half.
yeah. It's just filling. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Next time.
Miniature moon cakes, because it's just like small, and now they have like a snow moon cake, and it's more similar to like a mooncake filling, but the mochi outside, like the type of mochi skin. So my kids like that, you know.
I've got to try
So
that.
just imagine like a cake filled with just like red bean. Like, that's how thick it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Good way of describing. So Mid-Autumn Festival, for those of us who aren't as familiar, like I wasn't, it is one of the biggest Asian holidays, and it's a harvest celebrations where families gather together under the full moon and enjoy the lanterns, the moon cakes. And in Vietnam, and I'm curious, Charity, if you know this too, or if you celebrate it like this too, it's known as a children's festival.
No.
Is that?
No,
Oh,
it was always
okay.
known as like the Moon Festival.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Were we
blame
supposed to get gifts?
ChatGPT.
Have I been missing out on gifts?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you need to re-look into that. But
I won't. Yeah. No, I just remember lanterns and moon cakes. That was it.
Okay.
interesting. I'm not sure why ChatGPT steered us wrong with that, but apparently in some parts maybe it's known as a children's festival. So that's a little bit.
Charity, just so that I kind of know. And again, I'm meeting Charity for the first time here today. Are you first or second generation here? You said you grew up in Orlando, but are you second generation or third generation?
And I would be first, right? Well, like, because I was the first. Well, I don't even know. Would you be considered first if you're born there, though?
Yeah. Well, if you're born there and raised,
Because I wasn't born here.
Oh, so you're first generation. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So when you left Vietnam at how old?
I think I was 4 or 5.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are first gen.
Would that
first
still be
gen.
considered first gen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I
are
didn't
first
know.
gen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know what it would be considered, like whether you were born in or not born, or Yeah.
No, I only ask that because all of us three are like, no, we don't know, and I want our audience to go, well, why the heck don't they know if it's their festival, you know? So, well, that explains why. I mean, again, I'm Filipino, so Ely and Charity would be the one that would know more because the practices for this festival are primarily in the Chinese and you know, in Vietnamese and wherever else.
So if you're
My kids love the lanterns. Yeah, they do that. They like the local Buddhist temple, they do like a lantern making day where the kids go in and they give them lanterns, they get to paint it. And then there's like a contest. And so I think they're still hanging in my garage, these giant lanterns. So they love that part of it.
You know, I went to
That's so
Japan
great.
My last real vacation, well, I can't say that because I've had a couple of vacations since, but my last Asian vacation was right before COVID when we went to Japan. And we targeted particularly the fall season because we wanted to go to all of those festivals around the fall time. And one of the biggest festivals there was, and I can't even remember what it's called, but all I remember is just
Like the golden.
it's the one where all of the lanterns seem to have been out and on, and it was so beautiful. Like, it was so beautiful. There was nowhere at all. There was no angle where you didn't hit a land. It was just one of the most, you know, memorable things to me. That was just so beautiful, and yeah, I wish that we had it, you know, or that we celebrated something like that in the Philippines, but. I mean, we just don't, you know.
But the cool thing is, I feel like if you're interested in the culture, it's not necessarily you have to be like Vietnamese or
True.
Asian. You can
Correct.
also maybe attend one of the festivals that Charity mentioned and just go.
And I mean that there's plenty of, I guess, Caucasian, like lots of people just like loving the culture, wanting to eat the food. I mean, I think the food is really what brings everybody into the culture. And when I was in college and I was president of VASA, we have a show for Mid-Autumn. So we did two shows a year. One was for Tet, which is the Chinese major Vietnamese New Year's, and then we did a fall one, which is the Mid-Autumn. So we actually did celebrate it in a big way at the university as well. Like the show with music, dancing, sponsorships, and a huge attendance from like the I guess non-Asian community. So that's great just to see people interested in it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It sounds like you do recreate some of the traditions, like the Mid-Autumn Festival. Is there any, like, have you added any new traditions in the family too, or?
Well, I think the new tradition that I added that I never grew up with is Easter. Right.
Okay.
So my parents are Buddhists, like they wouldn't celebrate Easter. And Easter, much like Christmas, is so much of a holiday, like unrelated to religion, right? It just becomes another family gathering, Easter baskets, egg hunts, right? So that's a new tradition in our family that we started that I didn't grow up with. So, and that of course the kids love.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I think we didn't grow up with it either. But if you ask any 99% of the families in America, I mean, they've grown up with it. Just families in general. But I think in the Asian culture, did you grow up with? You probably grew up with Easter.
Yeah, Easter is for the Filipinos, anyways, because the Philippines is what I think 98% Catholics. Very Christian. It's a very Christian country, and so Easter to us is very important because that's when you know, Jesus, our Savior, rose up, you know.
Yes.
So it's very everything like that is sometimes even more so than Christmas to us is the most important holiday because because of our religion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and we can go into and elaborate on that because my family is very much into the whole process leading to the Easter Sunday. There's a huge big celebration that we actually go through, and that's one of the reasons where I'm actually going home to the Philippines next March to be part of the Easter celebration leading up until Easter. Yeah,
That's neat. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
I mean, I had Easter egg hunts at like school or friends' houses or things like that, but not, what my kids experience now. They have
Yeah.
they have like probably 4 egg huts by the time it's all said and done.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that people believed the Easter Bunny was real. This is another topic, but I had no idea until I was 30. So if there's any other superstitions or not superstitions, things that I have no idea about, like that's one of the things growing up, I think, here, and not really, if you don't know too much of the American culture, you kind of, you just don't know. You just don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
But that's a fun holiday to add in there.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No.
So speaking of food, since it's like we're all foodies. I think you're a foodie. I know you're a foodie.
She's a restaurateur.
Yeah, a restaurateur, being a restaurateur and a foodie too. I'm curious, what is your favorite just go-to food when you're craving something?
Like, what is your comfort food, I guess, is the best question to ask. It's like, not just when you're sick, but when you're going through, whatever. What?
It's not really a food, but I would say wine.
I'm with you on that. Wine or chocolates for some people. Really, probably chocolate.
Well, it's grapes, right?
That's right.
Yeah, red wine would be my answer.
Charity, you're coming to my next party.
Yeah.
It was like, if I'm on my deathbed, I'm like, can you just get me a glass of cab? It will make the next process feel much easier.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
I love I love spicy food. Ili knows. Like, I love hot chicken wings. I love bum hao hui, which is a hot spicy beef noodle soup. I would say a sister to pho, but the spicier, version. I love I love Indian food. I mean, Asian food for sure, right? If I had to pick a second favorite,
Just one.
yeah, Peruvian behind
Peruvian.
Asian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I love sushi.
That's great. Well, perfect. Quick lightning round before we wrap it up. Thank you so much for just taking the time to be on. And Georgie is also a foodie too. If you mention anything about treats, her eyes will light up. Okay, quick lightning round.
Okay? You ready? Ramen or pho?
I'm sorry, it got cut off.
Ramen or pho?
Ramen,
Spicy or mild?
spicy,
Coffee or tea?
coffee.
Dream celebrity you'd love to see walk into Jinya?
Ooh, I don't know. I would say someone from the K-pop world.
We gotta elaborate on that. Guilty pleasure meal when you're off duty from Jinya.
Wine.
Yeah, I would say, maybe like a seafood boil, like a crawfish boil.
Which, did you know they closed? The place there in LA Broil closed.
But there's like 20 other ones in Orlando.
Oh, well, I gotta get with you because I was so, okay. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I think I get a lot of really great advice from teachers, mentors, friends, family. But one that I always tell other people, because I deal with a lot of people from kids that are 17 to people who are 72 in my line of work, is if whatever's happening to you right at this moment, like that's making you really upset, if you're not going to remember it 5 years from now, then let it go now, right? If it's something that you will still remember and be upset about 5 years from now, then I'll let you sulk about it for a day. And so it's kind of like, if someone cuts you off, okay, be mad, let it go. But if you and your best friend got into a huge fight and your best friend is going to be there in 5 years, then yes, worry about it, sulk on it a little bit. That's just kind of how I've been thinking about just anything. Like somewhere it's a bad review, right? Used to take me hours and hours and days to get over it, and then I remember that advice. I'm like, I'm not going to remember this in 5 years, like, so for every bad review, there's 10 good reviews. So it's not, something to worry about. Oh, and also, can I change my answer to tea instead of coffee?
Yes, we can go
I
back.
wanted a coffee this morning, but generally on a day-to-day, I would prefer tea, boba tea specifically.
Boba tea, I love it. That's great. That's so funny. Well, go ahead.
Charity, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you very much for taking, I know that we pulled you out of your busy day, but for those of you that are watching, tell us about your restaurant so that we can go, and I'm so excited. I mean, Ely told me from the beginning, I'm so excited that you're telling me that your family's in the restaurant business, because I do go to Orlando often because I go there often, and so I do want to, maybe I'll pop in one day and say, I know the owner, can I meet Charity? So I'm excited. Tell us a little bit about your restaurant and what you serve, and give a little bit of promo this.
Yeah, sure. So Jinya Ramen Bar, it is a authentic Japanese restaurant that was founded out in California, actually. Well, Japan, because the CEO and the executive chef, they're all from Japan. But basically the CEO thought that there was nothing comparable to what he was used to growing up. So he brought it to the States, to California, to Studio City, which is like LA, California. And I say authentic and modern because there is the traditional authentic like tonkatsu black, but then there's like the vegan ramens, right? Something that not a lot of places have, and that's more catered to the different palates of the Americans. So you got everything from pork, chicken, and vegan. The broth is made overnight from scratch in a pot that I can fit in. So I mean, it's and so it's simmered anywhere from, I think last is like 12 to 16 hours.
Wow.
So we actually have people working like overnight to make them. It's, like I said, made scratch daily, and then we have a lot of amazing appetizers. Again, the traditional, sushi stuff, but then also things like right now, I think the chef special is cauliflower, like a what do you call it? Buffalo cauliflower,
So it changes.
The executive chef likes to kind of make new fresh stuff, yeah, but also bring in really traditional sushi things too. And every quarter there's a new chef special. So there's a new highlighted ramen and a new tapas. So the next one, like they're gonna bring in like unagi rolls, and we've never had that before. So yeah, it's a really fun atmosphere too. It's really perfect for date night because there's like fun music. It's very lively, ambient, but it's great to bring family because loud music, people can't hear your kids crying.
What's the address? Where is it located?
Well, there's two locations. There's one in Orlando in Thornton Park, and that's at 8 North Summerlin. And then there's one in Oviedo, really close to the UCF campus, and that's 234 East Mitchell Hammock Rd. So both on like major busy areas that people are familiar with. Yeah.
Yeah, and awesome. I'm a foodie, so I absolutely am addicted to all things the ramen, but like my favorite is chicken ramen. It's so good.
Yeah, and my 6-year-old can eat the whole bowl by himself.
That's amazing. That's so great. And pro tip, if you want a extra bowl of noodles after you finish that soup, you can add, it's called kaidama, right?
Yeah.
Kaidama, yeah.
Extra noodles. Yeah, my kids are foodies too, so they eat everything. They had sushi last night and miso soup.
That's awesome. I love that. And along with that, check out her children's book, Ari's Food Adventures. There's a ton of food from all of the different countries listed back here, but it's just such a fun book to culturalize our kids into the next generation and just have them understand some food and fun and adventure at the same time. So we'll put a link at the bottom of the description just so you have that and people can find that as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, when kids read it, we tried Ethiopian food for the first time because of that book.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
He wanted to go. He's like, I want to try everything that's in this book.
That's amazing. That's so great. Well, thank you again for joining
Thank you, Charity.
us.
I'll see you
and
soon at your
we'll see you
restaurant.
soon.
So much.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was incredible.
I can't wait to visit her restaurant.
Yes, her ramen, their ramen is just so authentic, and I mean, we've tried a lot of different ramen, and you could, by far, it's the best.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so, and I don't think I'm, what is it called?
Being biased.
I'm being biased, no.
Because it's her sister-in-law.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm curious whether it's Mid-Autumn Festival or we're curious whether it's Mid-Autumn Festival or another tradition. What is something that you celebrate? And
During this time of the year.
Yeah. What are some traditions that you celebrate? Put it in the chat, share with us. We'd love to hear what your experience
And for those of you that are Filipinos, do we celebrate it? Do we, like in any of the islands, in the Philippines, do we even celebrate it? Let me know.
I'm curious. Actually,
Right?
probably some places maybe might celebrate it in the Philippines. We'll find out. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again very soon on the next episode. Bye, everybody.